What do we have for Capricorn, please? Judgment, Pluto, Scorpio energy at the foundation. What do we have at the sacral, please? Strength, Leo energy at the sacral. Let's get one more. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Temperance, Sag energy at the solar plexus. So we have judgment, strength, and temperance, and then we have the sun card right on the bottom of the deck. So all majors here. Okay, Cap, what I'm seeing here is quite profound. First of all, with the sun card on the bottom of the deck, this is telling us that you're heading towards some sort of success. And that is the reason for what we're looking at on the table. The judgment card is representing a major wake-up call in your life, a sort of cellular level transformation. There's something here about you shedding the past and answering your true calling. Now, to give that to you in simple terms, this is you finally not settling for less. This is you truly going for some sort of vision, some sort of dream, some sort of true heart's desire, and nothing is standing in your way with the strength card at the sacral. There's this sort of undercurrent of power that I'm picking up here from you. It's something that feels like something that's brewing inside of you. It doesn't feel very loud. It just feels so strong and so confident that it doesn't even need to announce it. You don't need any sort of external validation. You don't need anybody to sign off on this. You've already made your decision and you're going for it. This temperance card is what I feel you're practicing right now, patience and balance. And both the strength and temperance card represent patience, which is the key to all of this. There's something here that I'm beginning to pick up intuitively surrounding you feeling rushed or you feeling like you had to meet some sort of societal standard. This is sort of like one of those situations where people pressure you. People tell you how you should be living your life. And without even being consciously aware of it, you try to live up to those sorts of standards. But what I'm seeing here is an energy where you have started to realize that the path you may have been going down was quite possibly a path you started navigating to try and live up to these sorts of societal standards or what you think was expected of you. And this doesn't even necessarily have to be directly connected to any sort of specific person or community. It could just be conditioning. This is something that we all deal with. As human beings living inside this world, we feel that we need to do this, we need to be that, we need to be at this point by this age, we need to have this, we need to have that. And if we don't, we're somehow less. But this is something that I feel you have completely let go of now. And you're starting to feel as though you're living for the first time. Because that's what it feels like when you start to strip away all those societal standards, all those things that are expected of you. You feel like you're alive, and alive in a way that you've never felt alive before. It gives somebody who's carving out their own path. It gives somebody who's breaking away from the everyday grind of life the best they can to try and achieve some sort of vision and dream that they have for their life. This is very similar to somebody who even goes and lives off the grid, but it doesn't have to be that extreme. It could just be a way that you are navigating your life from here on out. You're very much inside this world. You're a part of it. We all have to be a part of it. We all have to get by inside the everyday grind in some capacity, but you can do it with a sense of awareness. You know what's going on. You know something that other people don't, and that's the key here. We can't escape this world, but we can very much be awake and self-aware enough to know what's going on and still build a very fulfilling life for ourselves. And that's what I feel you're doing now here, Cap. You are preparing to align with the highest version of yourself, the greatest version of yourself. This is what this is all about. And that's what judgment is doing right at the foundation. You're being called to rise above any sort of old habits, guilt, or past versions of yourself that may have been limiting you or holding you back. But you're handling this in a way that you haven't before. You're not moving with this chaotic desperation like most people move these days. Instead, you're moving with this profound sort of grace, a new kind of emotional maturity, and of course, patience. This is you taking all these volatile elements of your life and creating a sort of harmony. This is the divine clearing your path to that vision, to that dream, to what you've always seen for yourself in this life cycle. And this is all because you finally decided to answer the call. What do we have at the heart position, please, Spirit? Too many cards. Justice, Libra energy at the heart. Okay, Cap, the Justice card at the heart chakra is representing some sort of a karmic rebalancing. The divine is seeing how much work that you're putting into yourself and this path, and it's absolutely undeniable. And because of this, a decision is being finalized, which is bringing a resolution to your transformation. This feels like an energy of an individual who is so dedicated and focused to their path that the universe has no choice but to give you what you have been working so hard to align with in your life. Now, if we were to ground this into everyday sort of circumstances that you all could be dealing with, this is something getting ready to tip in your favor. It could absolutely be legal. It could have something to do with your career. It could have something to do in the sector of love and commitments. But this is all the result of you cutting cords with these past versions of yourself that may have been limiting you in these areas. It's like everything just gets moving now. And this is because you're no longer negotiating with some sort of old habits or some sort of old, outdated belief system and or karmic cycle that you may have been in. This is you making the decision to live in alignment with your true self, your true north. And I feel that for a lot of you, the release could have happened a while ago. Of course, you're all going to be on different parts of the timeline. But let's say, for example, you release something from your life 6 months to a year ago, and you have been working really hard to improve your circumstances in whatever way that's showing up for you. Now we're beginning to see the universe respond to that. It's like there was this waiting period, and now everything is beginning to move. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Knight of Wands. Now everything is beginning to move is exactly right. Now, I couldn't have asked for a more perfect card to come out than the Knight of Wands after this energy of having to be patient, waiting for the universe to respond to all of your hard work and dedication. The Knight of Wands is the complete opposite from the Strength card and the Temperance card. This is a very slow-moving, heavy energy right here. The Knight of Wands is an explosion. It's like all of a sudden, everything is moving at lightning speed. Now, this is one of these energies where you could have felt blocked. You could have felt like things weren't moving. And then from one day to the next, you just get flooded with opportunities. Contracts begin coming through. You start getting answers to something. The phone starts ringing. There's countless different ways this can show up. But whatever it is for you, there's a big movement of energy here, Cap. But it's on the other side of this very slow moving, yet dedicated to the task at hand, despite how long it's taking. And, that has a lot to do with this. The fact that you have just been enjoying the journey the best you can, settling in the only way you know how, and staying focused on the task at hand is the reason we're starting to see this explosion of energy. This is the universe showing up saying, aha, we didn't forget about you. Here we are. We've been watching from the sidelines and we're very impressed. You remained very focused. You were very dedicated. You didn't give up this entire time. And God only knows you wanted to. But here we are now. And all of your hard work, all of your dedication is about to pay off. The Knight of Wands is also a green light kind of energy. It's like justice has set the parameters for something here. Justice has basically decided, okay, this is what Cap is going to get. This is what Cap has been so focused on. So we're going to give it to them now. Things are going to tip in your favor. So prepare yourself for whatever this is here, Cap. Now, although, again, you're all going to be on different parts of the timeline, most of you, I feel, are just coming up to this energy. You're not quite over it yet. This green light energy is on the horizon still. What do we have at the third eye, please? The Devil. Capricorn, that is your energy at the third eye. And just as I was shuffling this card, I heard just because you're eager to finish the race, don't begin making reckless decisions. And sure enough, we get the Devil card, which would be the energy of making quite possibly some sort of reckless decisions here. This is a situation where you have been so focused, again, on the transformation, on what you're building, you finally get this opportunity. The scales tip in your favor. The light turns green, but there's also some temptation connected to this. Now, there could be some sort of external energy that is trying to weasel its way back into your life to get a piece of this. But whatever it is, Cap, there is a bit of a warning here that you still need to stay focused. Even though energy is moving for you and it's going to be very exciting, you need to start learning to protect yourself in a new kind of way. Very interesting message. Yeah, I feel that you're going to be given access to something here that you may have never had access to before, Cap. And so with this, okay, I just heard new levels, new devils. Makes perfect sense. So with this new blessing, the divine needs you to learn how to start protecting yourself in a new kind of way. This Devil card could also be a final kind of test. This is the divine saying, all right, we're going to give you a chance here, Cap. We want you to have this. You've been really focused. We're pretty sure that you can pull this off, but we're going to have to pressure test you. So here comes this devil energy. This is a sort of final boss, final exam. And this is something that the universe always does. It's always, again, going to be strength testing you because it loves you so much that it wants to make sure that you're going to be okay. Now, when somebody fails a strength test, it's not an energy of being punished. It's just the universe putting you in situations to where you can build up some sort of strength, whatever that may be for you, and then set you back out on the path again. Now, the message is going to be different for all of you here, but the Devil card can absolutely speak about some sort of toxic energy, again, trying to enter into your life to derail you from what you have been building here. If it's in career, it could be speaking about some sort of quick, shady kind of dealings, or I heard golden handcuffs. But thinking back to that sun card that we saw on the bottom of the deck, the divine is trying to make this very obvious to you right now. See, that sun energy illuminates this devil energy, shows you what's taking place here. It blinds the devil. The universe is trying to show you exactly what's trying to hold you back here, but you're going to break these chains. You're not going to fall for this. And this devil card is great because it shows us this happy, smiling family, right? And then through this other dimension, it's the devil has them shackled. It's to say that this is not what it seems. There's some sort of smoke and mirrors here. This feels like somebody trying to get a fast one over on you as well, Cap. So just be aware that this is in the energy. And I feel that this is something that almost always comes with some level of success. You know, when you begin to have a breakthrough in your life of this capacity, it can be very shocking just how many people try to take you down or take it from you or disrupt you on your path. And this is in any sector of life. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're having success in your life, there's always going to be people that are trying to come forward. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be trolls. And for those of you who are on social media and you have some level of success, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a daily occurrence. It's something that you always have to deal with. But having said that, the best way to deal with these sorts of things, Cap, is to just completely shut it out, to ignore it. You can't argue with these kinds of people. In fact, a lot of the times, that's exactly what they want you to do because they're trying to take your precious life clock minutes away from you, which is what the devil energy is. The devil wants you to engage it, not because it wants to win, but because it just wants to waste your time. That's what this is all about. Wasting time, wasting energy. Now, right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups is an energy of you getting what you want. But this particular energy here, it shows us two images. And this image here, whenever I see it, I think about Nine of Cups read in its negative polarity in reverse, which is an energy that's very entitled. And this could speak about this energy. You could be dealing with somebody who feels entitled to your success, and because they can't have it, they're going to try and take it from you. Now, the Devil card is represented by Capricorn in the tarot, but I feel for you here, it's highlighting the shadow aspects of your archetype and how you need to focus on trying to overcome those aspects. So, simply put, this would be you holding yourself back from engaging in any of these toxic patterns that are trying to hold you back, and again, take away those precious life clock minutes. It's like people knowing what your weakness is and attacking you with it. And every single zodiac sign has this. But it all comes down to self-awareness, knowing what it is that triggers you, knowing what your kryptonite is. That says it all, Cap. As long as you know what your kryptonite is, they can never use it against you. Stay on guard, stay prayed up, stay focused, and you will stay winning. What do we have at the crown, please? Okay, we only need one of these. Ace of Wands, fire energy at the crown, and the star card in reverse fell out. So we will consider that in the message. Cap, I feel that you are preparing to step into a cycle where you're going to have a huge surge of this creative energy and raw potential. This is the universe's way of pulling you out of some sort of cycle where you may have been feeling hopeless and just spiritually exhausted. This is the spark that starts your engine, Cap. It's like after everything you've gone through, all of a sudden, it's like you just get this jolt of power from the universe, and you're finally ready to go, whatever that means for you. And that Ace of Wands is the perfect card to get at the crown after all that. Even when you just look at the illustrations here, it's like this Ace of Wands is the perfect evolution. You've gone through so much here. This is an energy of going through a deep spiritual awakening, having your patience tested, and then being faced with these temptations to the universe finally closing out this cycle and handing you the torch because you did it. You passed the final exam. What do we have the foundation, please? Eight of Swords, Gemini energy, underneath Judgment. Cap, you are not the same person that you once were. This Eight of Swords underneath this Judgment card is you taking full accountability for your circumstances. No matter what that looks like, and no matter whether that involved another individual, you don't care anymore. You're realizing that you're the only one that holds the key to your freedom. The Eight of Swords can typically be an energy where we keep ourselves restricted willingly. It's like saying, that person did this and that to me, and because of that, I can't do this in my life. It's like an energy of being in victim mentality. But this is not you. This is you busting through this energy and getting out there and living your life. You know, I'm thinking about people who go through divorces, and I realize that everything is circumstantial, but just generally speaking here, to give you an example, it's like somebody who's going through a divorce and they put their life on hold because they're going through that divorce. It's like saying, I can't do this and that until I'm out of the dark, so to speak. And I get it. Again, everything is circumstantial, but this is an energy here of somebody who's not waiting. They're just getting back out there despite what they may be facing, despite what may be restricting them. And they're not going to waste any more time not living their life. And this has a way of getting the energy moving as well. It's like as soon as you take on this kind of mindset, the universe just has a way of moving things along for you, which can quite often bring a very valuable lesson with it. This is an energy where you're no longer going to be standing in your own way. And you know, the Eight of Swords is mental. It's like a mental cage, which is a direct connection to the opening message about breaking free from some sort of limiting mindsets. You know, this could be you tangling yourself up in some sort of situation by overthinking things. Again, I can't do this because of that. I can't do that. And this is you just saying, you know what? Screw it. I'm going for this. I'm going for that. I don't care if I still have this other thing over here or whatever it may be. I'm living life on my own terms. And if so-and-so doesn't like it, or if so-and-so has something to say about that, too bad. What do we have? The sacral, please. Five of Cups, Scorpio energy at the sacral. Now, this is following what we said, because the Five of Cups here is putting emphasis on all the things that used to hold you back. It's also an energy where you're no longer allowing your past failures to define you. You know, a lot of the times we limit ourselves based on past failures. Oh, I can't do this because this happened. And it's like we punish ourselves and end up in this Eight of Swords energy where we hold ourselves back. It's like the devil saying to you, remember what happened last time? Yeah, you better not go down that path again. It's going to happen again. But then on the other hand, the universe is saying, no, it's not. It's not going to happen again. That was just a lesson you need to learn because you need to learn how to move with a bit more agility down this path. Those failures are actually the key to your success. And that says it all. I mention this all the time in readings, how failure is a really good thing. And again, everything is circumstantial, but it's those failures that eventually lead to your success. Especially when you look at it in terms of failure being, let's say, a path, and you only have so many paths to choose from till you finally get the path to success. You taking the path to failure can either see you completely give up or can see you step back and say, well, I know the success isn't down that path, so now I have one less path to choose from. See, it just all comes down to how you interface with success and failure. This is the key. The most successful people in the world aren't in those positions because they succeeded the first time out the gates. No, they're in those positions because they learned how to fail more than everybody else. They understood that if they got 99 failures, the likelihood they'll get one success is very high. And that one success makes up for those 99 failures. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Six of Swords, Aquarius energy at the solar plexus. You know, Cap, this Six of Swords underneath this Temperance is an energy of trying to heal when you still have one foot in the past. The Six of Swords from this particular deck is an energy of carrying baggage. I feel a lot of you need to forgive yourself for something. There's some sort of release that needs to take place here. And I feel that this aligns perfectly with this Mercury retrograde in Cancer, because this transit is putting emphasis on you working through any sort of emotional baggage that may be holding you back. And I feel for you, it comes down to limiting beliefs, a story you tell yourself. Something here has to go. And it takes time to work through these things, but there's a message here about you not being able to hide this from the universe. This is like you putting all the work in, and you show up to the first day of your new beginning, the new cycle in your life, your new chapter. And the universe says, what do you have in your pocket? You say nothing. The universe says, we can see something bulging out of your pocket. What is that, Capricorn? And so you reach in your pocket and you pull it out, and it's a piece of the past. It's something that told you that you weren't good enough. It's a direct tether to a past version of yourself that you're being guided to release now. It can't go with you. You need to release that little safety blanket. But I feel for all of you, this is going to show up emotionally or mentally. There's just something there. It's going to take some work, Cap. But if you can just focus on this, and if you can observe it when it comes up for review. And what I mean by this is, as you are working towards this new beginning, this thing is going to keep trying to repeat on you. It's going to keep trying to pull you back into this previous karmic cycle. Even though you have passed the final exam, the devil is always looking for a way to weasel his way into your life. And again, it's going to be different for all of you, so I'm speaking very generally here. But it's up to you to observe and take note. You've worked too hard to get to this point on your path. Sometimes we don't realize just how much something is holding us back until we get to this very moment. It's like saying, oh my God, it's so strong. I didn't realize how much it's been limiting me. That story, that thing, whatever it is for you, you're finally seeing it for what it really is now. You never knew how much of a grip it had on you until you tried to get away from it. What do we have at the heart, please? Okay, we have the Nine of Swords, Gemini energy underneath the Justice card. Now, Cap, you do release this. It's in the energy, and it's going to change everything for you. This is an energy of you being released from a cycle of mental torment in regards to whatever this may be here. It's like you go from some sort of cycle where you weren't able to sleep to now finally being able to sleep. That's the simplest way I can put this here. It's like everything feels calm now. Everything feels as it should. But this is also an energy where you're finally releasing some sort of guilt, some sort of anguish connected to whatever this is here. You know what this is, Cap? And this aligns perfectly with Mercury retrograde in Cancer. This is an energy of you forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be in this cycle for as long as you were. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It's between you and your higher self. This is you apologizing to you, healing that inner child, and giving yourself the opportunity to move forward because you deserve it. Not because you're perfect, not because you're trying to be perfect, but because you're self-aware and because you're willing to face all of this. And that always has everything to do with these breakthroughs. Just having the willingness to look at these things. We don't have to be perfect. We can't be perfect. By design, we are flawed because we are humans. The universe knows that and doesn't expect us to try and be perfect. This is about not lying to yourself, not hiding from yourself, not hiding things from yourself. This is you having the willingness to face all of these things, despite whether you have a resolution or an answer to any of them. This is you saying, yeah, I know that's there, and I'm doing my best to chip away at it. That's all the universe can ask of you here, and that's all it takes. And then we have the Eight of Swords, Gemini energy again. Cap, you don't need anybody else's permission to be free. The cage door is open, and the key is in the palm of your hand. Whatever that means for you. Justice has already tipped the scales in your favor, but I feel that some of you are just still in an energy of shock and awe or disbelief that it's really here. You know, this is quite common. People can go from a time in their life where they don't have much movement and or success, and then when it finally shows up, the shock of it actually being here can sometimes hold them back from stepping into that new cycle. Cap, if I was to give you a visual representation of what I feel for you right now, it's that you are standing on the edge of the earth. There's a universe of possibility that is one step in front of you, and then there's everything that you have overcome directly behind you. It's like you are standing inside the bookbinding of your life, knowing you can't go back, but also being unable to turn the page. It's not due to fear. It's due to the fact that some of you don't even know how to fully embrace what's yours by divine rights. You know, most people would hear that and say, no, that's not true. I would embrace all my blessings. But when you're standing right in front of it, there's a wave of disbelief that begins to flood over you because how far you've come. Everything you've had to go through, it's like you finally arrived and now it's here and you're looking at it and you don't know how to reach out and just grab onto it. For just this fractal of time, you find yourself in disbelief that you're here, that particular struggle in your life is now coming to a close and everything is about to change. That is what I feel sitting inside this energy right now for you, Cap. This is a monumental kind of energy that we're picking up here. It's beautiful. It's scary. It's exciting, but it's real. It's no longer a dream. It's your life. But everything's different now. The way you interface with your reality is just something that you couldn't have ever imagined before. It's like everything has come true, and there's a kind of arrival that you feel at the threshold of a new life, a new way of existing, and a new way of breathing. The rhythm to your breathing is different now, too, because it's hit you on such a cellular level. What do we have at the throat, please? Four of Cups at the throat, and we'll take this one too. 10 of Pentacles. Capricorn, that is your energy there as well. Underneath the Devil, which is also your energy at the third eye. The Devil is representing your lower self, and the 10 of Pentacles is representing your higher self. Perfect. This Four of Cups next to this 10 of Pentacles is representing the moment you take that step forward. Everything changes. It also feels as though, let me put it this way, Cap. It's like waking up from one day to the next and everything has changed. And the path to get to that very moment all of a sudden feels like a flash in the pan. Because this 10 of Pentacles feels as though it's directly on the other side of you turning the page. It's like you turn the page and then boom, 10 of Pentacles. Which the 10 of Pentacles is the wealthiest card in the tarot. This is representing your divine inheritance, your legacy. It's waiting for you. And the fact it's right underneath the Devil is so profound because the Devil is doing everything he can to try and sell you some other dream, some other way. You are going to reach a point on your path when you look back at everything you have overcome and you're going to be absolutely horrified that you almost didn't choose this path, that you almost succumbed to the temptation. It's in that very moment that you're going to see that there's two realities that you have been given access to. There's the one that you have graduated on from and this whole new one, which is just another way of speaking about timeline jumping. And I don't even need to try and explain that to you, Cap. It's just something you're going to know and understand on your own when you go through this process. You'll absolutely understand what a timeline jump is. You'll understand that it has everything to do with the way you interface with your life and reality and the way you see yourself inside that particular reality. Perception is a key element to all of this. That's why they always try to come for it. They try to change your perception. They try to change your mindset. They try to get you to see yourself in a way that's not actually aligned with your true nature. And it's detailed. It's meticulous. And this is you having an understanding of it now. You've been armed with a knowing, and you're never going back, which goes without saying, but it makes the temptation make sense. You understand why they came at you the way they did in the 11th hour. You understand why the temptation became increasingly more powerful. It's like the Devil himself showed up right before you were to take that final step into this new beginning. But he shows up in the mindsets, in the behavioral patterns, in the toxic people and situations in your life. He uses vessels to come to you. He uses the clock that's hanging on the wall. He uses the very fabric of your reality to try and get you to relinquish what is yours by divine rights. Think about that. If he can get you to relinquish what is yours by divine rights, which by all accounts is this 10 of Pentacles, your divine inheritance, your blessings, where does it go? If you're not collecting it, then where does it go? Is it just absorbed into the universe? Does the Devil intercept it with his minions? Probably be different for everybody, but this is what this all comes down to. You have something here. And come hell or high water, the Devil is going to do whatever he can to make sure that you don't access it. Because the moment you access it, it's bad news for the Devil. It's a form of exposure. It's a form of knowing. Like we mentioned, you have this understanding now, and that understanding is dangerous. Dangerous to the Devil and his minions. All right, let's close this out. What do we have at the crown for Capricorn, please? Okay, we're going to take this one right here, Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse also fell out, which we will consider in the message. Cap, this is an energy of unstoppable momentum. This is the ultimate green light. There's a huge breakthrough in this energy here. The Seven of Pentacles that came out in reverse is an energy of you cutting your losses. This is you breaking away from everything that we have been picking up inside this energy that may have been holding you back or trying to stagnate you on your path. It's basically an energy where you are no longer going to be pouring your energy into an empty void. And the fact that this Ace of Wands came out after this Ten of Pentacles is telling us that by abandoning the devil energy, which can be seen as a sort of umbrella kind of energy, there's many different things that fall underneath that, okay? So you place it as it fits in your life. But by abandoning that energy and striking the match, which is the Ace of Wands energy, you are going to lock in some sort of permanent material security, and you are going to open the floodgates to your generational wealth. Cap, the time for hesitation is over. Your wealth and this victory are requiring you to take this leap right now. So with that, I will leave it here. All right, Cap, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Go ahead and hit that hype button if you feel you got something useful from this video. Information for personal readings can be found in the description down below. Thank you to everybody who donates to my channel and visits my online store at PLUTOBEANstudio.com. I cannot thank you all enough for your support, but in closing, I would like to know how this reading resonated with you, so drop me a heart and or a comment, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care.